Ryan Garcia. You're young. And he goes down. And now Campbell is standing 2 deep.
Shocked the boxing world. Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney. This wasn't just another fight. This was war. From the opening bell, everyone knew this showdown would be different. Garcia and Haney had history. 6 brutal amateur fights split right down the middle, 3 wins each. But as pros, the experts all said the same thing.
Reigning, defending, undefeated, WBC Super Lightweight Champion of the World, here is the Dream, Devin Haney!
Haney was the sure bet. The undefeated WBC champ was boxing's golden boy, a defensive master who made opponents look foolish. Garcia? Then came the craziest fight buildup in recent memory. Garcia went full madman mode, posting wild conspiracy theories, chugging beers at press events, and acting like a man who'd either lost his mind or was playing 4D chess. The boxing world held its breath. Was Garcia cracking under pressure or setting the perfect trap? Let's dive deep. When he showed up 3 pounds overweight at the weigh-in, coughing up $600,000 to Haney and forfeiting his title shot, the doubters roared. But Garcia just smirked like a man who knew something nobody else did. The stage was set for pure chaos. This wasn't boxing anymore. This was must-see TV. April 20th, 2024. Barclays Center, Brooklyn. The tension inside the Barclays Center was thicker than the humid spring air. Celebrities lined the front rows, analysts murmured predictions, and fans buzzed with nervous anticipation. Everyone had come expecting Devin Haney to put on a defensive clinic. What they got was something else entirely. Under the floodlights, 2 men with polar opposite energies met in the center of the ring. Haney, clad in sleek black and green, looked like calm, calculated danger. Garcia, in white and gold, radiated unpredictable intensity, the wild card in human form. As the bell rang for round 1, you could feel it. This wasn't going to be a technical sparring match. This was going to be a war. Rounds 1 to 3. The storm arrives. Garcia exploded out of his corner like a man with a message. He was fast, unnaturally fast, and unrelenting. From the opening seconds, his trademark left hook started whistling through the air. Haney, trying to find rhythm behind his jab, was forced to retreat early. Garcia taunted, feinted, and flurried a chaotic storm fueled by raw emotion.
In the head, Luke Campbell got in the body, his opponent, and landed a cleaner shot.
You can't teach power like that. You can't teach hook.
9 power punches landed around 1 for Garcia.
His timing was jagged but dangerous. Every missed punch felt like a threat. Every landed one drew roars from the crowd. Midway through round 2, Garcia cracked Haney with a snapping right hand that buckled his knees momentarily. Haney clinched and backed off. Analysts at ringside raised eyebrows. This wasn't in the script. Round 3 saw Garcia continue his blitz. He didn't pace himself. He hunted. Haney's jab, normally a metronome, was disrupted. He was reacting, not dictating. Garcia had stolen the early momentum. Rounds 4 to 6. The technician strikes back. But Haney is a champion for a reason. By round 4, he adjusted. He began using lateral movement to avoid the power zones, stepping out at angles that made Garcia miss by inches. His jab returned, sniping at Garcia's body and head. Slowly, he began to carve breathing room. In round 5, Haney connected with a crisp uppercut that snapped Garcia's head back. Garcia smiled, but his eyes blinked longer than normal. The pressure cooker was heating on both sides. Round 6 featured tight exchanges. Garcia's flurries were less frequent, but still dangerous. Haney landed a clean right hand in the final seconds that momentarily wobbled Garcia. For the first time, Garcia looked human. Haney's corner urged him to stay sharp. He's getting tired. Momentum was shifting, but it was about to shatter. Round 7. The left hook heard around the world. It came like thunder. 1 minute into round 7, Garcia ducked under a jab and unleashed hell. A left hook, vicious, violent, perfect, detonated on Haney's jaw. Crack! The sound echoed like a bat hitting a home run. Haney's legs crumbled. He fell sideways, blinking at the lights. The arena erupted. Haney, to his credit, beat the count, but his legs betrayed him. He stumbled to the ropes, eyes glazed, mouthpiece dangling. Garcia raised his arms and stalked him like prey. The final minute was a barrage of hooks, uppercuts, and chaos. Somehow, Haney survived. Round 7 was all Garcia. A 10-8 round, easily. Maybe the round of the year. Rounds 8 to 9, heart of a champion. Haney wasn't just surviving, he was fighting. Round 8 was gritty. Haney clung to defense, clinching Garcia when needed, ducking under wild swings. Garcia, sensing blood, pushed hard too hard. His punches lost crispness. His footwork grew sloppy. The emotional energy of the knockdown had drained him. Haney capitalized with counters. His jab jabbed. His right hand scored. He even smiled at Garcia once the poker-faced technician showed he wasn't done. Round 9 was even better for Haney. He boxed. He moved. He found Garcia's midsection repeatedly. But the crowd was still high on round 7, and every glimmer from Garcia got more love. Still, the tide was turning again. Until it wasn't. Round 10. The second fall.
683. When Ryan Garcia is effective.
The clock ticked under a minute in round 10. Haney leaned in after a jab, and that was all Garcia needed. Boom! Another left hook is shorter, tighter, and just as deadly. Haney dropped to a knee, shaking his head like he was trying to wake from a nightmare. He stood again. The ref checked his eyes. He nodded, and the fight resumed. But now Garcia smelled the finish. For 30 seconds, Garcia swung like a man possessed. Haney bent, ducked, rolled. Somehow, impossibly, he made it to the bell again. Another 10-8 round. Another near finish. The judges were watching closely now. Round 11. Controversy in the corner. Round 11 was chaos and confusion. Less than a minute in, Garcia lashed another left hook. It wasn't clean, it grazed and clipped, but Haney stumbled, legs rubbery, and fell backward. The ref jumped in and waved it a slip. The crowd exploded in boos and shouts. Garcia looked at the ref in disbelief. Replays showed a punch landed maybe not clean, but enough to cause the fall. Controversy now had a seat at the table.
The strength.
Haney fought back valiantly, landing a body shot and a stiff jab, but Garcia's left hook was always a threat. Every round now felt like it teetered on a cliff. Round 12, the final push. Both men were exhausted. Garcia's arms were low and breathing hard. Haney, stiff-legged but sharp-eyed. They touched gloves to start the final round, warriors knowing they'd been through hell. Haney tried to outbox. Garcia hunted one last hook. They clashed in a furious exchange at the minute mark, sweat flying, fists cracking.
Either fighter can feel comfortable about winning this fight on the cards.
Did he do enough?
The noise from the crowd drowned out the bell when it finally came. They embraced briefly, respect perhaps, or just mutual relief that it was over. The scorecards, a divided world. The wait was agony. The crowd buzzed. Cornermen shouted instructions. Fans held their breath. The ring announcer stepped forward. 114-110 Garcia. 115-109 Garcia. 112-112 even. Winner by majority decision, Ryan Garcia. The building shook. Garcia screamed and raised his arms. Haney stood, emotionless. The undefeated technician had just tasted defeat officially. It was stunning. It was seismic. But the story wasn't finished. 3 weeks later, the headlines weren't about Garcia's hooks. They were about his urine. Garcia had tested positive for 𝐟𝐸𝐺, a banned performance enhancer. He claimed it was from contaminated supplements. Investigations were ongoing. But the commission acted quickly. The result was overturned to a no contest. Haney retained his title. The controversy doubled overnight. Some fans felt vindicated. Others cried conspiracy. Garcia remained defiant, even playful on social media. Haney called the fight a fraudulent disgrace. Boxing, as ever, stood divided. Will there be a rematch? Haney wants it badly. Garcia says he'll knock him out again, clean this time. The fans? They're begging for it. Because despite the scandal, despite the confusion, and despite the judgment calls, this fight was electric. It brought out the best and worst of both men and of boxing itself. If the rematch happens, it won't just be about redemption. It'll be about legacy. Was this the greatest night of Ryan Garcia's career, or the biggest scandal of his life? Did Devin Haney walk away with his reputation intact, or was he simply outgunned on the biggest stage? Do you want to see the rematch? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another breakdown from the world of boxing.